President Trump wrapping up a 3-day diplomatic trip in China today, and he brought home the Beijing bacon. 47 announcing breakthroughs on business and trade, but he made it clear that when it comes to Iran, we don't need China's help.
I don't need favors. I think he will. I think automatically he'd like to see it opened up. He gets about 40% of his energy or his oil from that, from the strait. We get none.
Yeah, in classic Trump form, he also revealed how Xi's physical stature surprised him.
He's central casting. You couldn't find a guy like him. Even his physical features. He's tall, very tall, and especially for this country because they tend to be a little bit shorter.
But Xi wasn't the only person the president had to battle during his trip. Watch him rip a New York Times reporter a new one over the Iran war.
You did it for 38 days.
Well, no, we did.
And you did not get the political changes in Iran.
No, I had a total military victory. But the fake news, guys like you, write incorrectly. You're a fake guy. You should know better. You're a professional. You know better. Your editors tell you what to write, and you write it. You should be ashamed of yourself.
This is another war.
I actually think it's treason. When you write like they're doing well militarily and they have no Navy, no Air Force, no anti-anything.
All right, yeah, just some casual treason there, Jesse. His quote was, "I'm not asking for any favors because when you ask for favors, you have to do favors in return." I thought that was a hell of a quote. Like, I thought that was the mindset I want my president to have in regards to going to Xi on Iran.
Anybody in a relationship understands that.
That's right.
So both countries want the Strait open. The Chinese want it more than us because they get most of their oil or a lot from there. But we have more leverage because they need tariff reduction, they need ship control reduction, and they want less Taiwan funding. But we need stuff from them, too. So we don't want to look needy. They don't want to look needy. So if anything happens, if it happens at all, it'll be done in secret. But right now it looks good because Carg Island's at max capacity and they're leaking oil all over. We'll see if he wants to be patient and let economic fury stay with it or another love tap. I have no idea. But the treason thing's interesting. 2 reasons why they did it: to make Trump look incompetent and to make morale go down in the military domestically. Hurts the president in negotiations with the Iranians. The Iranians don't even know how many missiles they have left. The CENTCOM commander just testified under oath that that stat wildly inaccurate, but there are people within the government that want to put something like this out there to make Trump have to go back and go to war. There's people that want Trump to go back in, and that is a sleazy way to do it.
So when we talk about Taiwan, we move from Iran to Taiwan. I thought this was really interesting. President Trump's messaging is basically, we kind of talked about it, no movement. And then Marco Rubio goes out and says, no, we have not changed. A little bit more stern messaging. I don't think that was by accident. So, what's your take on that?
Very coordinated messaging, I think. And you heard the president pushed again and again on that, saying, like, I'm not going to tell you. And they said, well, what did you say to President Xi? He's like, well, I didn't tell him either. Like, I'd like to keep all of my, cards close to the vest so I have options if something does happen. There have been a lot of questions about, listen, for years, even under the Biden administration, it was something I asked President Biden about, that we weren't fulfilling these tens of billions of dollars in contracts that Taiwan has with us. We're not giving them weapons. They're paying for them. But we haven't fulfilled those. And I think you'll see more of this in Brett's conversation with the president tonight about why things are not being fulfilled. Could they be fulfilled more quickly with Taiwan? But that's always, China going into this said that is their issue. That is what they wanted to talk about. And as for that reporter on the plane, one thing I think people love about President Trump is you never wonder how he feels about an issue or about you.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's getting the White House branded little M&Ms they give you on Air Force One. I don't think he's getting those.
Greg, it is kind of funny. It's almost like sitting here watching you and Jessica argue. It's like he tells him what he thinks about him, but then he still answers the questions. He answers I think it's 2 or 3 questions in a row from reporters that he says he doesn't like. So it's like a professional insult. It's almost almost a distinctly New York thing for a guy.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.